Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about how we can find the perimeter of a semicircle. So what does the prefix semi mean? It just means half, right? So we could think about the perimeter of a circle, which was called the circumference, and we looked at, we did a video on that previously where we said circumference is equal to pi times diameter. We also said it could be equal to 2 pi r. So if that's the entire circumference and we just want to find half of that, we can take those two equations and we can just divide them by 2. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So we see semicircle is just half of a circle, and we have two possible formulas here: pi times diameter divided by 2, or 2 pi r divided by 2. Now with that one, we could simplify the 2 divided by 2 and just say this is equal to pi times the radius, right? So we can keep that in mind, just depending on what information is given to us in the problem that we're trying to solve. So we have three examples here. Examples 1 and 2, they give us a diameter. And example 3, they give us a radius. So let's look at example number 1. It says our diameter is 8 feet. So if we took our formula and we did pi times diameter divided by 2, we could then plug in our 8 for our diameter and then divide that by 2. So 8 divided by 2 would be 4, and 4 times pi, this is going to give us an answer of 4 pi, and this would be feet. Now this is just our semicircle part here. So if we're trying to find the perimeter, we do have to remember to add in our straight line distance there of 8. So let's type 4 pi in the calculator so we can get our estimate for that. And let's just round to the nearest tenth here. So this would be 12.6. So this would be about 12.6. And then let's take our 8 and let's add that. So we could do plus 8. So let's say our total perimeter would be 20.6 feet. Okay. All right, let's look at number 2. We can do number 2 very similarly because we're given the diameter as well. So for this one, we can do pi times 19 divided by 2, which would be 19 pi over 2, or we could think 19 divided by 2, and that's just going to give us 9.5, right? So we could say 9.5 pi, and let's type that in the calculator to see what we get. And that's like 29.8. So this would be approximately 29.8. And remember, that is our circular distance here. So we need to consider or add in our straight line distance of 19. Okay, so we just do plus 19, and that gives us 48.8. And this one was centimeters. Okay, so our perimeter there would be 48.8 centimeters. All right, and our last one is number 3. Notice on number 3 we are given a radius. So we could think about this equation here, which remember simplifies as just pi r. So our radius is 10, so pi times r, we could then plug in, this would be 10 pi, and that would be this circular distance here. So remember, let's do that in the calculator. So 10 pi is going to give me 31.4. Let's make that a little nicer, 31.4. And then we have to add in our straight line distance. Well, if the radius is 10, the diameter would be 20. So we can add 20 to that, and we get 51.4, and this would be inches. Okay. So if we did look at this equation here, and for example, on number 3, we did 2 times pi times the radius divided by 2. Well, what's going to happen there? We're going to get 20 pi. 20 pi divided by 2 would be 10 pi, right? So we end up with the same thing. Okay, so that is how we can find the perimeter of a semicircle.